All right, we're going to do the first page in one big old fat, what is this called? Oh, yes, video. That's what it's called. So we'll do all 4 of these. So if you need one in particular one, of course, you can just fast forward to that. So the first one here is we're creating an equal line. The first thing you always want to do is to create some sort of a line segment. I might as well do the same one for angle while I have my ruler in my hand. Because once you measure it, you won't know where to mark it if you don't have some sort of a reference point. So this would give you a congruent line segment. Congruent angle. Angles, you have to measure arcs. So we measure the arc of where we measure the arc of where we're going. The reason we measured the arc is we wanted to know how wide the angle was open at that spot. So the angle is open this wide at this spot as well. Again, those 2 things are identical. And you simply connect them to make our congruent angle. So that is equal to that. For the perpendicular bisector, remember we are creating a rhombus. This part we already have. We're essentially creating that part there. So it does not matter how wide you open it. That being said, if you open it this wide, then it's not going to make a rhombus, like they're not even going to touch. So I do need to have it more than halfway. I'm just going to randomly put it up here. So I'm going to have that part and this part. And then this part and this part. So what I've done is I said those 2 parts are equal to each other, and those 2 parts are equal to each other, which makes it a rhombus, but I don't want to mark all that. I just want to mark my perpendicular that's going through, and I know that because of rhombus's diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Our last one here is angle bisector, and we still want an arc. So we're going to create an arc in there. And this part here, we're creating a rhombus, that those 2 parts are equal. So we're essentially creating kind of the rhombus part out here. So I use the same opening and I make an arc out here. And I also make an arc out there. So when I connect them, that would be my angle bisector. Why is that true? Because for a rhombus, the diagonals bisect the interior angles. So that's why it is that that works. Now, for this one here, if I do exactly the same thing, use the same arcs and stuff like that, what happens is that these end up being so close, it doesn't work very well. So one of the other things that we know about an angle bisector is that a kite has the diagonals that bisect each other. So we already have that part of the kite. We just need to have this part of the kite. So these parts here are equal. So I'm going to open a big old thing here and create an arc out here and an arc out here. So that way these 2 segments here and here are also identical. So if I connect this diagonal here, that would make these guys equal to each other.